Market conditions remaining bullish in this bull market, currently with the bull market rank sitting at 25.74 at the upper end of this current momentum scale. And we've been sitting here for quite some time now, for several months, but starting to flatten out, starting to get some slowing in that overall momentum. Let's look at some of the shorter term indicators we're seeing on the momentum. Towards the upper end of that range, has been flirting back and forth with that extreme range and working on a breakout. We'll see if we can hold this breakout location. Also continue to see nice breadth in this overall rally, but towards the upper end of this range also, we're seeing the sentiment indicator in the elevated area, but also starting to see some divergence happening here on the sentiment, which can be an indication of professional put buying and some potential fear coming into the market, which is we're at those levels where we could certainly start to see that happen here. Buy-sell ratio sitting right at 2.25, and bulls still in control here with green above red. And we'll see if this is starting to pull back, if they're starting to work back towards each other here a little bit as markets consolidate over the next few days. If we take a look at the indices here, S&P 500, again, at the upper end of this range. We're not quite extreme. We have been in that area, though, and watching for this support area right here just above that 562 range. That's right around that 565 range, and significant support right here, and not a lot of activity right here, just a whole bunch of indecision days really since the Fed interest rate cut. If we take a look at technology, the triple Qs, we're seeing it in the momentum zone, not quite as strong as S&P 500, but continuing to show some strength right here. That 482 number is going to be the support area to keep an eye on for the triple Qs, and Dow Jones Industrial Average. Potential topping tail bar right here, where you get that open, you get the rally, and then you get the sell-off that brings it all the way back down again, creating that type of topping pattern here. We'll see if that leads to additional selling on the Dow. We are also seeing some strength here in bonds, TLT, not real strong, but at an area where we would expect some support to start to happen, and that's the longer-term bonds, short-term bonds, SHY, continuing to hold up nicely. Also, sectors, we didn't see a big shift here in sectors from really the last few days, but we are seeing a few things moving in shorter term downtrends, a few things moving back over to those hold ranges, and we are seeing a little bit more strength in energy right here. That has been really the lagger. Some possible shift over into that. Let's take a look at commodities and see how those have been performing. We've been keeping this eye on gold. Really, copper has popped back into some of these scans where it's showing some nice impressive strength here, and GLD also continuing to have some nice acceleration to the upside. It's just been flirting in this extreme range now, that 238 range on GLD, possible support. There's a few ranges there as well before we get there, but a really strong move here in gold continuing. And SLV, let's take a look at that silver move. Silver running into some resistance right here, but also showing really nice strength in addition to gold. Let's look at USO, which is the ETF for oil, and that's also weakening. It's been in this lower downtrend now, and moving this direction, any counter trend back up, running into resistance, that 72.66 range, deflecting, rejecting the price activity as it's continuing to move lower. And let's move out just a little bit on USO. You can see where that's at. Some strong support down in this range, this 66 range, but it certainly has quite a bit of work to do. If we take a look at the muscle stocks group today, seeing some strength in medical stocks. Let's jump back to the 6-month time frame here. LENZ showing a nice move here, a little bit of rejection here at that 25 range, increased volume on that buy move. And another one to keep an eye on, GCT, which is Giga Cloud. This has been a high flyer, or was a high flyer earlier in the year, gave all that back and is attempting a new trending move higher. This is the first entry into that momentum zone on increased volume. Deeper in the retracement, 50618, it's certainly a corrective pattern and versus any kind of a momentum type area, but those can be early entries into new trends. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.